Well, welcome back to Life on Cars, everyone. Hope you're all keeping well. Now, in the previous episode on the Rolls-Royce, we did the front accumulator spheres, and while the car was jacked up, I decided that I might as well do the oil and filter change at the same time. And then, while I was waiting for some parts, I started on another job near the wiper blades, which turned into a 4-hour job. Let's find out why. Let's go! So about 7 years ago, I bought this 25 litre tub of turtle wax car shampoo, and I've been waiting for the moment that it gets empty, because I think this will make a brilliant oil draining or oil drain tub. So I'm just going to get the last bit of it out and then see what I can do with it. What about that, eh? That should do it. No more messing around with jugs. And a nice tap to drain the old oil out. Super duper. Well, I never thought I'd say this about a sump plug, but the sump plug is a work of art. Look at that, it's beautiful, made out of brass. If you're wondering, what you need is a 14mm hex key for your Rolls-Royce sump plug, and it should go all the way in like that and bottom out. What I found on my car was whoever's done this oil change previously, somebody at some point has probably used the wrong tool, because that wouldn't go in properly initially, because there was a few little burrs on the hex there, but I just filed them off and then that went straight in. But yeah, isn't it a lovely sump plug? I can't believe I'm saying that about a sump plug. Right, while we're waiting for the oil to drain out, I'm going to take the oil filter off. It's quite a big one, but it's ready because it's started to rust. It's been on that long. So, not good, but we know this was parked for a few years, so that's probably why it started to corrode. So we'll get this unscrewed. The easiest thing to get to. I think we've got it loose now. Come on, there we go. Does look nasty, that oil, like, now I see it in the flesh. I don't know how long this has been on, guys, but it's nasty. Look, it's a genuine Rolls-Royce Bentley filter. But yeah, it's been on a long time, that. Look at the corrosion on it. I'll add that to my growing collection of scrap. I'm just going to put this shield back on that protects the accumulator sphere. But look at this, even this sphere shield, look at these nice aluminium brackets here that have been nicely shaped and designed. I mean, you just don't see this on modern cars now. This would probably just be a piece of plastic, but this has probably been handmade. So IntroCar was so good last time when I got those accumulator spheres that I've gone back to them for supplying my oil filter and of course a new washer for the sump plug as well. Always make sure you get a new washer because these are a crush washer in aluminium, I think. So yeah, new oil filter from IntroCar, new washer. So let's get these installed and crack on with the job. Now I need the car back on level ground to get the oil right, so I'm refitting a wheel and we'll get it back on the ground. Just be careful if you're working on the near side of a Rolls-Royce, because the threads for the wheel nuts are opposite. So to tighten, I'm going to actually be turning them anti-clockwise. So what oil have I gone for? So you can use 10W40 or 5W. I've gone for the 5W in shell, fully synthetic, and you need two of these. These are a 5 litre each. So I've got two of those ready to go. Like I've said many times before, it's probably one of the best things you can do for your engine is regular oil and filter changes. So this Rolls-Royce will certainly benefit from this fresh oil. So you lot know the drill by now. We need to get the level right on the dipstick, and then after we've run the engine we'll check again, because the oil filter will probably take about 3/4 of a litre of oil out. So the level will drop and then we need to get it right again. Lovely and clean. So after I changed the oil and filter, while I was waiting for the parts, I decided to have a look at the wiper blades and look at the grills underneath. And as per usual on old cars, things just escalated from there. Let's find out what happened. So when I was cleaning my Silver Spirit 3, there was a lot of debris, leaves and tree matter that had got down between the windscreen and this scuttle panel, as we call it in the UK, all the way along. Now I'd used a pressure washer and most of them came out, but it did get me wondering to see if I can take these grills off. Now I'm not sure whether they'll come off because of the wiper blades, but we'll have a look. It may be that we can remove these and just check that there isn't any dead matter underneath here. So just another job I've been meaning to do. So let's have a look and see if we can get in and see if there's anything that needs removing. So we'll start by removing the 6 screws that are in the grill very carefully so we don't lose them. So these are basically acting like a filter for the intake for the cabin air. So I think that should swing out of the way. So let's see if we can just carefully slide that out from underneath the wiper blade. Yeah, yes you can, because Rolls-Royce will put your little slot in there, look, so you don't need to take the wiper blades off. Well, we can certainly give that a clean, can't we? Let's see what we've got inside the intake. Oh my good lord. Oh my god. Yep, just what I thought I would find. It is full, guys, of dead matter, leaves, God knows what else in there. Oh dear. So here's a top tip for you. If your car's been stood outside for many years, or even if it hasn't, it's probably worth inspecting these intakes for the cabin, because this one is full of leaves and tree matter. You know what this means? Hoover out. And I know from comments on the videos that you love it when I get the Hoover out, so I'll do it again. Alright, that's all the leaves out of there now, thankfully. But this is a nice opportunity to have a little bit of a clean around the aperture and just have a bit of a wipe out in there. And then I'm going to have to do the same on that vent as well. Looks like there's a drain hole under there with a gauze filter. See if I can show you that, because that's something to just have a look down and make sure that that's not blocked. Can you see that there? So yeah, on mine that was absolutely choked with leaves as well. So one to look out for if you own one of these. Top tip: get your scuttle panel vents out and have a clean out. I've decided I want this grille completely off so I can clean it, because it's got a bit of green algae on it. And I've just realised that if you take the wiper blade off, this will actually slide all the way off. But just a word of caution: put a bit of towel or something or rag around the end of the wiper blade like that when you're finished, just so you don't risk damaging the screen. So yeah, with that wiper blade off, that grille will just carefully slide past there, and then we can take the whole thing off to give it a bit of a clean in the sink. So yeah, like I say, I would advise you to just put some something around the end of your wiper arm like that, just so it doesn't damage the screen. So I'm just going to use a detailing brush and some soapy water to clean this grille. Just go steady on these, because mine's I've noticed it's a bit brittle with age. So don't be flexing it too much, I think it might crack. Just had a bit of green algae along the edges, which I couldn't get off when it was on the car. So I think we'll finish the job off with a pair of new wiper blades while we're on. So I remembered to order a pair of these when I ordered the oil filter from IntroCar. So let's pop it on, eh? And there we are, one side done, other side to do. and a new blade. Well, unfortunately on this side we can't get the grill off without having the wiper arm off, so we'll have to do it properly. Basically going to have to use a tool like this, which is a wiper arm puller. So we'll pop the nut off, which is under there, and then we'll use this puller and we'll see if we can remove the wiper arm. I've just put some towels around the paintwork so I don't damage. So this is like a fork that basically goes behind the wiper arm, and then you basically screw the nut down and it should pull the wiper arm off. Before I take the wiper arm off, I've just put a bit of tape there to mark the positioning of the arm. Right, it looks like what I'm going to have to do is to get this collar off. It looks like there is a C-clip on the shaft there, and then there is a pinch bolt as well, which I'll need to slacken off. But before I do that, I'm going to mark the positioning of this again in line with the scuttle panel, because this will need to go back on in the same place. This is known as a pantograph arm design, where there's a second arm that changes the positioning of the wiper blade on the screen so that the wiper blade can basically sweep and then start to change its direction, and it will clean the whole screen. So yeah, a little bit more complicated on this one, but we shall persevere. So I've just marked that so I know that the very edge of the lever there is going to line up with that dot. So hopefully we can get this back on in the same position. Hopefully 2 screwdrivers should pop this little circlip off. I've put a rag there so I can catch it. Let's see what happens. There we are. And then there's a little washer. Slacken that pinch bolt now. I've just put a bit of WD-40 on it, so hopefully it'll come loose. Yep. I know this is a chew on, but I think it's going to be worth doing this because I can see there's a load of debris underneath these grills again. Right, that looks like it's moving now, look. So with a bit of luck, we should be able to bring the whole thing off. There we are. Okay, it's off now. Oh, it's absolutely choked. I can see already. It's in a mess, the same as the other side. Oh God. Look at the state of it, guys. All around the wiper linkages as well. Needed to come off, didn't it? Okay, let's get it cleaned out. Well, there we are then. It took ages to get all that out because of those wiper linkages, those bars you can see in there kind of blocking the way for the hoover, but a bit of perseverance, managed to do it, and all the leaves are out, it's all cleaned out. And same as last time, there's a gauze filter in there, look, which was absolutely choked with leaves, so how this car must have been in the wet. It must have been flooding in here, I would imagine. Not good at all. But happy days, we sorted. Right, let's see them in action, shall we? Well, there we are then. 2 more jobs completed on the Rolls-Royce. And, you know, it's quite satisfying reversing years of neglect on this car. But it's also a bit heartbreaking as well to think that it's basically spent all those years stood outside in all kinds of weathers and not really being cared for. So, yeah, I'm slowly trying to reverse all that on the Rolls-Royce. But as you can see, things take time. Anyway, hope you enjoyed the episode. Please, if you're new to the channel, don't forget to like and subscribe. That would be fantastic. And check out the playlist. We've got quite a lot of different playlists on the go on Life on Cars. We've got the Rolls-Royce project. We've got my MR2 and we've got my Jaguar XK as well. So there's plenty to look at. And in the meantime, take care, stay well, and I'll see you all again very soon with something else on Life on Cars. Bye bye.